I'm not even a big Azur Lane figure collector, but this one, I love it so much. Just the right amount of skin being showed, just the right amount of fan service without being too lewd in a way. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 3rd to 8th of November 2025, and for this week, we have a moderate amount of genuine and third-party figures, but the problem for this week is that this week's figure lineup is way too good. Both genuine and third-party. We have Good Smile and that Atago figure which is smoking hot. Wow. But we are going to discuss about that in detail later on because the third party also made the same figure, only to have it almost cancelled later on. And meanwhile, on the third party side, oh man, this week's 1x4 scale and also a Blue Archive 1x6 scale is so tempting, man. Not good news for my wallet. Moving on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, genuine licensed PVC figures. I've selected all of the figures I want to cover, and if you're planning to purchase or pre-order anything, not just anime figures from Hobby Link Japan or even OzGK, then please do make use of my affiliate links down in the description below, and that is how to support this channel. You can also click on the link that may occasionally appear on the top right corner of this video. Now, starting off with 1x4 scales, we have Nikke. Yes, I love Nikke, but I don't personally consider this to be a main highlight this week because of the simplicity of the figure. So we have a 1x4 scale D Killer Y from Goddess of Victory Nikke. This is Secret Party Cleaner version, whatever that means, by freeing 33,000 yen only, May 2026 release. So at first glance, we have a 1x4 at 33k, which is still a bit cheaper than a new Bunny Girl figure by freeing nowadays, which can start from around 36,000 yen. Of course, there are a few exceptions where they start at 30,000 yen, like the Chainsaw Man stuff from last week, but in general, they tend to start from 36,000 yen nowadays. This 133k may seem like a steal in comparison for something that is not a Bunny Girl, but if you take a closer look, I mean, it is so obvious that the detail level and the sophistication of this figure is not any better than Bunny Girl figures by freeing, because in the end, she is just wearing a plain gold color dress, right? At least it is not a Bunny Girl figure, I suppose, but that doesn't discount the fact that this is still a low detail figure. So the price is just about right for this one. And with this specific character, the Killer Wife, we have at least 2 or 3 other options out there. They are smaller, they are 1x7 scale roughly, but there are a lot more stuff going on with those few figures, right? I'm aware that there is one by Enso Toys wearing a relatively plain grey color dress, but that was a quite nice figure for under 20,000 yen or so. And then I think either Good Smile or Max Factory has one. Just that I'm not sure if that is already pre-order open or not. I covered it in One Fest, I believe. Yeah. So if this one does not attract you that much, then wait for the 1x7 scales. I would rather spend 30,000 yen on a high-end, high-detail 1x7 scale figure over a simple 1x4. I like big figures, but between size and details and paintwork, yeah, I think size is the least important thing. As long as it is not 1x8 or smaller. 1x8 is getting a bit too small by today's standards. So this is not a bad pre-order, not a bad purchase at all. But it may be wise to skip it and wait until after release. Who knows, the price might bargain. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale, there we go, Chainsaw Man. This time around, Himeno Bunny version, 30,000 yen, April release. Like I mentioned last week when the other characters went on pre-order, you know, you love Makima, you love Power, 2 of the more popular characters, right? In Chainsaw Man, and now we have Resin becoming very popular. The other 2 girls over here on the left, they are just like filling in, you know, insert characters. You purchase or pre-order them just for the sake of completing the set if you have incomplete set anxiety syndrome of some kind. So I still think it is wiser to wait until after release. I said the same thing last week because these things, they will bin. Yeah. FuRyu overproduces these figures so much that the chances of bargain binning is very high. It happens to even the Azur Lane characters, which are way more popular. Why wouldn't it happen to these, kind of seasonal anime characters, right? I know that the Chainsaw Man movie is incredibly popular, but none of the 4 characters over here are Resin. So yeah, I would suggest waiting. Moving up next, we have Union Creative 1x6 scale, Danimaru illustration Sora Minase, July release for 23,000 yen, almost. So we are now in 1/6 scale territory. Union Creative, a lot of their figures are 1x6 scale or near 1x6 scale, even though the scale is not mentioned, right? So with this one over here, at this price, at this scale, somewhat reasonable, though I wish that it is a bit cheaper because in the end, this is just a JK in a school uniform, but I love my JKs. I love this girl's character design. It is my kind of girl, right? Just that colors are a bit dull, but very nice color gradients on her hair and on her swimsuit in general. And she is teasing her school swimsuit underneath the blue skirt. Just that I'm not too sure what to think about the white shirt, the wet shirt look over there. In general, most anime figures, when they give us translucent parts that depict a wet shirt, yeah, they tend to not look very good, no matter what brand does it. Oh, she is nice, but I have a feeling that this will bargain bin. Just a feeling of mine. Moving up next, Union Creative 1x6 scale again. Goddess of Victory Nikke, Maiden Under the Sun, 24,000 yen, June release. This one feels kinda expensive, but maybe they are taking advantage of the popularity of the game at the moment. We just had a Maiden figure by Good Smile a week, or was it 2 weeks ago? The one in black and red gothic dress. That thing was amazing. Yes, it is smaller, 1x7, but between 1/6 and 1/7, I think I would rather choose 1x7, given the choice, because most other Nikke figures are 1x7. If you get this one, yeah, it feels nice to have a figure that is bigger than usual, but the scale mismatch, I'm not sure what to think about it. I should get used to it by now, having collected figures for more than 15 years, but until today, I still couldn't get used to figures from the same franchise, from the same game, but their sizes and scale slightly mismatching. No, brand A with their 1x7 and brand B with their 1x7, they are 1x7 on paper, but their scale will still slightly mismatch. Just like the Alice figure I just reviewed recently, the Amakuni one is a bit bigger than the Flare one. Kinda annoying, yeah. So back to this Maiden figure over here, no, I don't feel like it because the Good Smile version is just so much better. This is plain black swimsuit, nothing much going on. Moving on to the next figure over here, this is another random 1x6 scale coming from FuRyu for some reason, because FuRyu tends to make their figures in 1x7. Why 1x6 now? I don't know, but we have an Azur Lane August Von Parseval figure here by FuRyu, just under 24,000 yen, October release, and now we get to compare directly. This FuRyu 1/6 scale is 24k, and the Union Creative figure right before it is almost the same price, but this Azur Lane figure is way more detailed. Yeah, so much more stuff going on. So this feels like a better value, right? I don't necessarily trust FuRyu when it comes to the consistency of their quality control for scale figures, but this can be worth looking into, or you can always wait until after release, because a lot of FuRyu and FuNext scale figures, yeah, they bargain bin after release, and even if this is an Azur Lane character, there is still a chance of that happening. Yeah. FuRyu FuNext, this is one of their better looking figures in recent months even, but who knows how will she turn out, because some FuRyu and FuNext scale figures, they promise you how the figure will look like based on these pictures, and when the actual figure comes out, they appear less detailed overall. Like the hair over here, right? The hair here looks very detailed, but the actual figure, who knows, the sculpting is not as obvious, less hair strands, stuff like that. So that is the problem I have with FuRyu up to just a few years ago. Their latest figures, the ones released this year, unfortunately, I haven't looked much into them, so I can't say for sure. Yeah. If you do not want to take any risk, I would say that it is worth waiting instead of pre-ordering this one. Moving on to the next one, Magi Arts, Chinese brand, but premium scale figure brand. We have a 1/6 scale girls frontline to Exilum, Suomi. Right, 20,000 yen only at 1/6. So I'm inclined to believe that the figure is slightly smaller than usual. But it is a Chinese brand, it is possible. Just that this Chinese brand also came out with Sophia F showing figures that cost 30,000 yen. This one is coming out in January 2027. But if you want to fill up your pre-orders for January of 2027, there is something better coming up. And this Suomi figure reminds me of a different figure of her by a different brand, but the pose and the outfit is so similar, just that I couldn't recall which brand. And that figure was actually in stock in one of the figure stores in my hometown over here. Yeah, very overpriced to be expected of local figure stores. So yeah, I did not bother. This is very similar, but the pricing is so much cheaper. Should you pre-order it early? I'm not sure how popular this character is, but judging by, how some of her figures from Girls Frontline 1 bargain bin, maybe you can skip this one. Except for those hardcore GFL fans. Yeah, this is not an urgent pre-order in my opinion. Nice fit. Wow, nice fit. Alright, moving on to the next one here. Moving up next, we are now entering 1/7 scale territory. But before that, I need to cover the 4 figures that I missed out last week because the pre-order opened on a Saturday afternoon after I've done filming last week's Figure News Fix. It is pretty annoying when this happens, and some figure brands, including Myethos, they like putting stuff on pre-order on a Saturday for the international market, while the figure has pre-order opened a week or 2 weeks earlier in China. Yeah. So this is coming from Myethos, a 1/7 scale Arknights X Shushii. I might be pronouncing it wrongly, but give me a break. I just finished a 12-hour shift at work, and then I came back to my studio to film this video before going to bed. So give me a break over here. Exushii, 40,000 yen, July release 2026. The fact that they can get this thing out in under a year is impressive enough. And Myethos, I have been questioning their choice of anime figures lately. It wasn't too long ago, I started asking why this brand kept making low-budget figures. Gift Plus. They had more Gift Plus figure announcements compared to premium scale figures like this in the recent months, in the recent 1 year even, right? And if you go through MFC's database, you'll notice it as well. So this is refreshing to see. And yes, 40,000 yen is expensive, but look at what you're getting over here. There is so many things to look at that 40,000 yen is starting to look like one heck of a good price for this figure over here. Right? And I would strongly suggest every American watching this video to pre-order one of these or buy one after release, because this figure has more freedom than the United States itself, given the amount of firearms she has surrounding her. It is a work of art, so much details. No matter where you look, the figure's body, the outfit, the firearms, the rifles surrounding her, or even the base, damn. You know what? I have been avoiding Arknight stuff because, come on man, there are too many stuff to buy and they are so expensive. But this one is really tempting me. At least I want to review this figure. I really want, if possible. Yeah. But buying a 40,000 yen just to review it and sell it off later. I should keep this figure, man. If I get one, I should really keep it instead of selling it. Yes, at least half of the figures that I purchase and review on this channel, I end up selling them because, seriously, you buy 5 figures every month, that would be 60 figures a year. Yeah, you run out of space very quickly. So many of the lower budget scale figures or characters that I lost interest over time, yeah, I get rid of them. I quickly sell them to the locals over here in my country. Moving on to the next one from Myethos. This is a 1/8 scale, but I'm just grouping Myethos stuff together. So we have a Gift Plus the Herta from Honkai Star Rail, 6,600 yen, May release 2026. Gift Plus, this product line by Myethos, I have a lot of respect for it. Yeah, it sounds weird showing respect to anime figures, but seriously, man, this is more of me respecting the brand Myethos because 6,600 yen, man. No boring plastic disc base, lots of detail and shading on the paintwork. And it wasn't too long ago I reviewed their Gift Plus Alicia swimsuit version, which I had very high praises for. 1/8 scale did feel a little bit small, but it is a nice compromise at this price point. At least it is not pop-up parade 1/10 scale, right? 1/8 is still something. No matter where you look, her hair, her purple color outfit, or even the stockings earlier on her legs, yep, look at the color gradient. I really have no idea. I have no clue how they are keeping the price so low, but this is incredible, right? This is a must-have for Honkai Star Rail fans. Moving up next, Apex Toys. This was last week's best seller in AmiAmi for a good reason. From a distance, it is a plain-ish figure, but the closer look, a lot of details on her outfit makes me really want the figure. So we have Apex Toys 1/7 scale Zenless Zone Zero Jendo, 20,400 yen only, November release 2026. 1 year wait over here, but worth the wait. So far, I have not purchased or pre-ordered any Zenless Zone figures yet. I really wanted to review a few of them, but you know what? Every single one of these figures are by Apex Toys, and I have been reviewing a lot of Apex Toys figures. Yeah, my Honkai Star Rail March 7th figure by Apex Toys, her review is coming up this week. So I reviewed so many figures from this brand, and if I were to pick up Zenless Zone figures from Apex Toys, then it would be for my personal collection, rather than making informative videos telling you guys how good or how bad a brand is, because by now you guys are all very familiar with Apex Toys at this point, right? This is my second favorite figure in the Zenless Zone Zero line by Apex Toys. Number 1 would probably be that shark girl, Ellen Jo. Yeah, this is a close second place. I love it, man. I just love it. And these photographs over here, this photography work, nice work, man. I love these photos. Just that if I were to photograph the same figure in the same diorama over here, I would make the photograph a bit darker because it is a dark room. But granted, these are product photos, official product photos. They need to make the figure appear as clear as possible for the people to judge the quality. So they had to, yeah, make sure the photo is bright enough. But otherwise, yeah, I would do things a bit differently with the lighting on this photograph, but it is a good photo already. It is photos like this that make me want a figure really badly, yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, also from last Saturday, Apex Toys Lime Pie series. Their low budget line that is going up against Myethos. Zenless Zone Zero Tsukishiro Yanagi Rest a While version, 6,000 yen at 1/8 scale, August release 2026. Okay, Apex Toys Lime Pie, they are okay purchases. They are still better buys than pop-up parades. But between Apex Toys Lime Pie and Myethos Gift Plus, it is the Gift Plus that is slightly superior. Yeah, I reviewed one figure each from Apex, Limpai, and Myethos Gift Plus recently, and I know that this is like a premature assumption when I have only reviewed one figure from each line, but at the moment, my impression is that Gift Plus is slightly superior. Not to say this is a bad purchase, but FYI, yeah, for your information. Plain office lady outfit, I'm less keen in getting one. Yeah. Moving up next, this is the main highlight of the week, at least to me. Coming from Good Smile Company, 1x7 skill Azur Lane Atago, I'll call it Wolf version, by Good Smile, 27k, January 2027 release. So about 5 or 10 minutes ago when I say save your January 2027 slot, it is for this figure. I'm not even a big Azur Lane figure collector, but this one I love it so much. Just the right amount of skin being showed, just the right amount of fan service without being too lewd in a way. Yeah, I love this kind of moderate fan service figures, right? The detailing on the paints work. You can see color gradients on the hair, on her chest, on her tail, everywhere. A lot of heavy shading, very obvious in these photographs over here. And what is interesting about this specific figure over here is that a third-party figure brand announced the same exact figure roughly a year ago, Arctic Wolf Studio. And we never got any official pictures of that figure, just, an artwork, a price and pre-order, pay me your deposit, something like that. And by now, we already know that Arctic Wolf Studio is doing very badly in terms of their finances. Their boss has fled China, fled to Japan from what I'm aware of, but I heard this news like months ago, and since then, are there any new updates? I'm not too sure. Anyways, even though Arctic Wolf Studio is pretty much done for by now, a few of their figures, which were presumably to be abandoned, the factory that was contracted by Arctic Wolf Studio to mass produce them, they are going ahead to manufacture these figures, and from what I have heard from someone in my Discord server, it seems like the factory is planning to produce the Arctic Wolf Studio version of this figure anyway. This is tough because if you have pre-ordered that one, then now you get Good Smile version, official version, and it is a PVC figure. Granted, it is smaller at 1x7 scale. The Arctic Wolf one is 1x6 scale. But PVC figures are great because they don't break that easily compared to resin. And I'm not sure if you can cancel the pre-order now, but there's no harm asking in the website that you pre-ordered the Arctic Wolf Studio version from, right? But if you want to keep that pre-order, once again, FYI, it seems like the Arctic Wolf Studio version will be manufactured anyway, just that you have to wait for it. No idea how long that figure is being delayed. So back to this one over here by Good Smile Company. Should you get it? An absolute yes. This is my number one figure pre-order this week. She overshadowed all of the Nikke stuff this week. Yeah. Moving on to the next figure over here, coming from Intelligent Systems, where they have an exclusive right to Fire Emblem stuff. Yeah, they are the ones behind this game, right? Intelligent Systems. Okay, this is Bylef, or is it Bylef? Denser version for 24,500 yen, October release next year. So Intelligent Systems is not exactly perfect when it comes to the QC of the figures, but you don't have a choice because they are the only ones that are making Fire Emblem scale figures. No alternatives at all. So if you want one, yes, pre-order it. Don't wait, right? Every other previous Fire Emblem scale figure, they are all by this one brand. And I have never seen other brands making a figure from this game. Presumably, they do not want to license it out to others. Yeah. So get one. I think this figure looks amazing for sure. And once again, nice photograph. I love this photograph a lot. Moving up next, we have Fern for Freerun, Beyond's Journey End. Okay, so this is by Kyoskyo, 20,800 yen at 1x7 scale, September release, 2026. I'm starting to feel bad for Kyoskyo because this is a brand that makes excellent figures. I love their stuff. Just that they are a bit too slow. I know that season 2 is on the way, but still, Good Smile and Kotobukiya probably sold a ton of FuRyu and Fun figures by now, and they are late to the party, so who knows how popular these two figures are, right? This Fun figure over here, what really caught my eye is the heavy shading on her hair once again. The color gradient, yep. Just that plain white dress, I'm having mixed feelings. The figure looks amazing, it looks high quality. Price is somewhat reasonable, but yeah, the plain white dress is like... It is not like the Kotobukiya or Good Smile version is any different, right? Oh yeah, I think they are that version by Koto is wearing a black color coat over, was it? A robe, right? If I remembered correctly, yeah. Anyways, this is not a bad pre-order at all. If you really like what you're looking at, pre-order it because Skill can vouch for them easily. Moving on to the next one here from FuRyu again, we have Shigure Ui, Virtual Singer at 1/7 scale. Wait, is this Shigure Ui? It is, right? Or just Ui. 18,000 yen, September release next year. Now this one is a bit bland. If you told me this is a Tenitol figure, I would have believed you. Shading is very light, if any at all, right? On her hair, on her outfit, not much shading, not much detail. I feel like FuRyu should have made this into, yeah, a Tenitol series figure instead. Because for a simple character design like this, if you make it into a premium scale figure, due to the simplicity of the character design, it is not really benefiting from the scale figure treatment, which means more careful sculpting, more refinement, better painting. Yes, it will look better than a low budget figure, but no, the benefits are not immediately that obvious. So normally the way I see things is that for simpler character designs, you keep them for the low budget figure line. And for characters that are very intricate, very detailed, very complex, yeah, you go all out making a premium scale figure. So if you pick a simple character and do a premium scale figure, it doesn't feel like a good purchase to me. Not that good of a value buy in a way. That is what I personally feel. Right, moving on to the next one here. Coming from Kotobukiya, we have a pair of figures from Food for the Soul, which I believe is a seasonal anime. I did not watch it. The first one here is Susuji, right? The T is silent, I think. Susuji Higa, 20,000 yen, May release next year. Sometimes Koto makes the most random stuff and I have no idea why, a character from a seasonal anime that barely anyone watched is getting a premium scale figure. Once again, this is one of those few characters where a lower budget scale figure, pop-up rate L, Tenitol would make a lot more sense. That is what I feel over here. Kotobukiya does have a low budget figure line, so I'm a bit confused over here. I think this figure would benefit more from being a part of their lower budget line of figures. Next one here, the second character, Mako Kawaii from the same series, 20,000 yen, June release. Yeah, cute girl and not much else, isn't it? You give it to me for free, these two figures over here. I will review it for the sake of making content and then I will sell it off at maybe half the asking price over here. 10,000 yen, you can take it. I won't buy it myself, of course. Moving up next. Okay, low budget figures by Koto. There we go. So this is a 1/8 scale Nicholas D. Wolfwood Trigun Stampede. Oshi Works, 8,000 yen only, June release. So when the price is low, it means that lower detail. I mean, look at his outfit, man. Just a blob of grey plastic. This is borderline price figure quality, but at this price point, to be expected, I guess. I don't know why. Whenever we get low budget figures of female characters and of male characters, the male characters will often look a bit worse. I'm not sure if it is because women in general, they have a larger variety of different outfit designs for them to choose from. Meanwhile, for us guys, we are always wearing the same things. Yeah, I just don't know, man. Each time I see a male figure wearing a tuxedo or a black suit, they tend to look terrible. Moving on to the next one here, Kotobukiya low budget figure, My Valentine from Yu-Gi-Oh! 8,000 yen only, 1/7 scale, June release. So I got this comment on my Facebook, it was hilarious. You said that Kotobukiya has done dirty to My Valentine because her butt is way too small. Now, I know nothing about this character, but based on your comment, I'm gonna assume that she has a way bigger backside than what was being depicted in this figure. Am I right? Anyways, yeah, that is a small backside and not very nice to look at. Borderline pop rate quality, but 8,000 yen. Moving on to the next one here, Buster Blader from Yu-Gi-Oh! Kotobukiya, 8,500 yen. I covered this in Mega Hobby Expo not too long ago. I feel like I've seen the card before, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card before for this character. The attack power is like 25 or 2600. Am I correct? Looks familiar to me. Right, no comment. The gold paint looks really nice though. And at this price point, I just had to wonder how good the final product will look, because this figure would benefit from metallic paint work, but that is expensive. Moving on to the next one, MegaHouse, Lucria Light. Okay, this is from Gundam GQ's Nyan Pilot Suit version, 8,000 yen, June release. Yep, low budget figure. But you know what, for GQ's, I only want the figure in the center, the main character, with her cringe, with her pissed off face. That is the only figure I need. The other characters, nah. And they are giving her a second face expression over there, a second face plate, but it is barely different from the default one. I did not finish watching this Gundam series, by the way. I only stopped halfway. Episode 6 or so, I need to finish it. Moving on to the next one here, low budget figures all the way. MegaHouse GM, palm size, tiny figures. Tenohira Sunakun from Katekyo Hitman Reborn, I think. Yep. No comment from me. I need to speed things up. Next one here from the same series, Hibari-san, 8,000 yen. Once again, the outfit looks terrible, but this is a low budget figure, I guess. Tiny figure. Moving up next, we have Occultic Soft Vinyl Collection Vinyl Figure. Dandadan Alien Serpo. Glow in the Dark version by MegaHouse, 6,800 yen. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm looking at a candle that glows in the dark. It feels like looking at something very low quality made from wax. So I'm not feeling it. Like, even at 6,800 yen, which is considered a low price for genuine licensed PVC figures, yeah, this looks crap to me. Moving up next, this is a re-release from Dick. We have Dick Star Like a Dragon Yakuza, Kazuma Kiryu. Wait, is this the same character from Tekken? Is it the same Kazuma? No, right? Or maybe it is a crossover. The same character appeared in multiple different titles, I'm not sure. He does look a bit like Kazuma. Was it? Wait, what was the guy's name again in Tekken? Shit. Anyways, I'm not going to waste more time. 8,600 yen, March release, and the reason why the price is low, yeah, it is a small figure, barely 1/10 scale, and the last figure over here is not exactly a human figure, but I need to comment on this a little bit. So MegaHouse, they make Digimon, Pokemon figures. Here we have Mega Charizard and Mega Charizard X and Y. Okay, so 28,000 yen for this thing is actually not a bad price. But regardless of what you think about the asking price, is it overpriced or not? If you want one, pre-order it. Because these MegaHouse Digimon and Pokemon figures, they almost always become rare and expensive. I have a friend. I have visited his home before, right? That was many years ago. I'm actually not sure if it was his own house, he purchased it or he rented it, but he has a house which he filled the entire building with figures, and there are a lot of MegaHouse stuff, specifically Digimon stuff. He's more of a Digimon fan. And those things, if you look at the market price today, they are double, some of them even triple. The famous Digimons, Omegamon, Galantamon, right? Yeah, I know a bit about Digimons as well. It was my childhood. So those mega level Digimons, even more so the main characters, so popular that the price has doubled or tripled in the aftermarket. And I imagine that the same thing would apply to Pokemon because it is so popular. So pre-order it if you want it. That is all for the Hobby Link Japan section. Now we move on to AmiAmi for some exclusive items and also the cultured figures later on. So the first one here, yes, it is an AmiAmi exclusive. All Kadokawa special set stuff. They are kinda exclusive and I believe it is on purpose. So we have Alia Mikhailovna Kujo wedding dress version. The Kadokawa special set is over 30,000 yen, releasing in September. And yes, I got people complaining how overpriced this figure is, but whenever you see special set, it means you're getting free stuff in the box, which you are actually paying for. It is not free. Anyways, my opinion, is it overpriced? Yes, it is. Even with the bonus items in the box, it is still overpriced. But you know, Kadokawa is the license holder for so many anime, so many titles. They can price their stuff however they want. It is just the way it is. Even Aniplex. I mean, Aniplex is, you know, at least they are not as notorious as Kadokawa when it comes to overpricing stuff. I find some of the figures to be reasonably priced, you know. Their Licorice Recoil or their, what do you call that? Their Marin Kitagawa figures, right? The scale ones are reasonably priced. Not as bad as Kadokawa, but those are also exclusives. So back to this figure over here, this Alia. It is Alia we're talking about. So we need to display her with this salty tsundere face, right? Smiling face does not suit her at all. She is always jealous and looking pissed. That is a trademark at this point. So display her with this face plate. But I have to say that out of so many Alia figures on pre-order currently, this is among the best looking ones. Yeah, the bad news is the price, obviously. So the special set, you are getting B2 wall scroll. Yeah. And there is a standard version for 27,500 yen. So the wall scroll is 3,000 yen, almost. Even the standard version is still overpriced to me. Yeah, 27k for the figure only is pretty pricey. And are you getting the second face plate? No. No second face plate. I'm fine with that, really. Like I mentioned earlier, Alia is about her salty face. Alright, moving on to the next one. A quick mention here. AmiAmi exclusive. MegaHouse Desktop Rail McCoy EX. Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku, and Bike. 27,000 yen, releasing in May 2026. That is like a World War II era bike of some kind. Yeah, looks like that to me. The size of this thing is... Oh, length is 180 millimeters. The length is less than 20 cm. This is a tiny figure, but MegaHouse is known for overpricing their stuff. Can't say that I'm shocked at this point. Next one here, we have a bust figure from Dragon Ball, Puchirama. 9,900 yen, releasing in April. And this is tiny, yes. The size is 13.5 cm. Moving up next, this is not an exclusive, just that we have an AmiAmi bonus over here. Maria, I think, right? J is pronounced as Y. Maria, illustration by Chie Masami, 1/6 scale by Hako Iri Musume, 20,000 yen, May 2026 release. And that is with the bonus. The figure only standard version is 19k. Okay, only cheaper by 1,000 yen. Birthday suit, right? Hadaka girl in ribbons. I'm surprised that Hakoiri Musume did not recycle the same bathroom they used for 69 different Chizuru figures from Rent a Girlfriend. They actually came up with something new this time around. This is a cheap figure, so don't expect any miracles. In fact, I feel like I'm looking at a low budget Chinese figure that cost 10,000 yen, maybe 10 to 12,000 yen. Yeah. So even at a low price of 19k, I'm not so sure that this is worth it. And Hakoiri Musume figures, they typically appear a week later in HLJ, if that is where you want to get this figure. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this figure is not in AmiAmi's age restricted section for some reason. Maybe because you can only cast off the top, not the bottom. So the one interesting thing about Japanese culture in general is that it is not H-E-N-T-I-E. It is not H unless you get to see the pink gate down there between their legs. If you only got to see the oppai, but not the pink gate down there, it is not H. It is edgy, right? That is the difference between edgy and H. And edgy is apparently not lewd enough to be placed in the age-restricted section of websites in general for some reason. Just like anime, edgy anime, you can find the downloads, the illegal downloads in torrent websites. H anime, you need to find it in H websites. Yeah, it is like two completely different genres. So back to this figure over here. This is only exposed on the top, not the bottom. And at this price of 25,700 yen, you're getting two entire figures, and somehow the only difference, at least visually, is the color of the hair, dark gray and light gray. So this is a bit excessive to buy the deluxe version. Pink Roach, 1/6 scale Catwoman Happy-chan DX version, releasing in May 2026. You're buying pretty much the same figure twice, 2 times over, just for a different hair color. But the silver lining is that you can display one with the mask on and one without the mask on. Yeah, that is also an option. But if one figure is enough for you, either one, then each of them are going for 13,000 yen roughly, right? Dark gray and light gray, they call it different color edition. I really wish that they put in more effort into this different color version, not just the hair color. You change the color of an outfit, can be a white version or a red version, right? Very common. So this is a little bit too low effort, and I'm not sure that the DX version is worth it this time around. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This is from the age restricted section, and the brand Nocturne, one of the best edgy figure brands out there. One of the very best, just that their stuff are incredibly expensive. So this Asanagi art figure here, Kurumi Onazuki 1/5 scale, is over 37,000 yen, releasing in August 2026. And the best part is the alternative faceplate. Yeah, that is so trademark Asanagi art. You look at the character's face, you know it is that artist already. Yes, I love it. I love this figure, just that giant melons. Nocturne, give me some lolly figures, man. Nocturne loves their giant oppai figures. A lot of the figures have, big melons. But it is S-tier figure brand. Yes, S-tier. Moving on to the last figure on AmiAmi from Pink Cat, Mataro Art. Scarlet Officer Tatiana 1/6 scale, 32,000 yen, May 2026 release. Looks fairly safe for work on the surface, but customable both top and bottom. This is for those of you, the masochist, who love getting abused by hot women. Yeah, you like hot women stepping on you, whipping your butt. Your kind of figure, I think. So that is all for the AmiAmi section. Now, our last stop for genuine figures. Ninin game for Beeful Insight Forts Japan figures. 3 of them this week. This is a re-release. Little Red Riding Wolf-chan. She is Hadaka underneath. 22,000 yen at 1/6 scale. Releasing in May. The second one here. Mesugaki Gyaru. Miyu Ogawa. 1/5 scale. 24k. May release. And the last one here. 10th version of the same character. 24K as well may release, and that is all for the genuine licensed PVC figures on pre-order this week. Now we move on to OSGK for third-party resin figures. As usual, all of the genuine PVC figures I've just covered, you can also get them on OSGK if that is where I prefer to get. And they have more new PVC figures that are not yet in Japanese websites yet, because Chinese brands, they pre-order their stuff earlier in China, so you can find it on OSGK already. Okay, so I will cover those once they pre-order open in Japanese websites. Moving on to the first section, chibi figures, we have 2 Anyas this week, I think, only 2. The first one is by Gulu Gulu Studio, Fairy Tail Series Cinderella Spy Family. Okay, Anya Forger. I thought this Little Red Riding Hood version is already out. It is already out. I think it is the Cinderella version that is next. Okay, so version A, okay, $100, and version B, of course, different hair color. I don't like this one that much, but it is a nice figure regardless. For Anya figures though, my favorite is still ZH Studio. Waku Waku Studio is not bad either. Very nice crossover. This is why you buy third parties, for the crossovers, right? The next Anya figure here, I'm not sure what to think about this one. So Fortune Anya, this is, the brand getting ready for Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, releasing in December by Keyi Mo One Studio, $92. Yes, money. We Chinese people love money, man. We wish each other, please get rich during Chinese New Year. 恭喜发财, right? It means please get rich. So I'm not sure what to think, because the figure is so low detail that the price could be lower, but at the same time, Anya with a naughty face or a troll face, it is always a great combination. So I feel a bit conflicted over here. Moving on to the next one, Popo Studio has a chibi version of Makima from Chainsaw Man, $98, December release. And do you know what is interesting? This is pretty much almost a rip-off of an existing PVC scale figure. Was it a Fat Company one? Makima is sitting on a brick wall. Same exact pose, same exact color for the brick wall and the outfit of the figure, just that they converted it into, a chibi version. So I wouldn't call this a rip-off or a copycat, more like inspired by, right? Inspired by the Fat Company scale figure. Oh, this is big. No, whenever I see a chibi figure, I was imagining Nandroid sized, but this is huge. Okay. Yes, I remember Resin. She just went on pre-order a week or 2 weeks ago. Alright, I think this is not a bad pre-order really if you are into chibi figures. Moving on to the next one, Zoro Studio, we have, Dr. Slump, $147, releasing in March 2026. I'm not a fan of Miyazaki anime and those very family-safe anime in general, not just Miyazaki's anime. And the reason for it is that, not enough oppai, not enough barrel ass, not enough fan service. So, not my kind of thing. I did enjoy a couple of movies from this guy, but in general, I'm not a fan of his anime. Alright, moving on to the next one here, Rising Sun Studio, Christmas Eye Haibara, Detective Conan, $100. This better be releasing in December, otherwise what is the point, right? No release date yet. So Eye Haibara, for some reason, is incredibly popular among third parties. Maybe people are buying them, and we have a scale figure of her later on. This is a bit like a decorative item that you'll see in a gift shop during the Christmas season. And a decorative item that is selling for maybe $10, $15. So it does feel pretty expensive, $100. Moving on to the next one. Okay, now we enter the next section, which is life-sized waifu, plastic waifus. 3 of them this week, I believe, by the same brand. Bezelia, the same brand every week. The first one here, Magnolia #1 makeup 1x1 scale, $3,200, releasing in February. This is a bit too plain, no, not plain, more too safe for work. I would change her outfit if I bought one. Moving on to the next one here, same brand, Coral, that is her name, I believe. $2,600, releasing in February as well. This is a more attractive character, gothic style. Right, I don't really want to scroll through the pictures because I'm not sure if I will end up with something Hadaka on screen. Anyways, this is a pretty character. And the third one over here, oh, is this based on that specific, was it OnlyFans model who sells her bath water? Sorry, I don't remember her name. Like, I don't really simp any cosplayer or online models. Yes, I don't, no matter how hot or pretty they are. So, I don't remember their names, right? The famous cosplayers or models on OnlyFans. Anyways, her name is Coral. No, Coral is more like the name of the product's line. Doesn't have a name. $2,700 for the deluxe version, releasing in February. This one is pretty. I like it. And oh, body shape is nice. Right, moving on to the next one. Now we enter the next section, original characters. So since they are original, it means that they are licensed. So Douka Studio, licensed resin brand. We have Devil Jin Bellier, $315 at no scale mentioned, but this is a huge figure, 45 centimeters tall, releasing in February. Oh, LED, okay. There are not many close-up pictures, basically like a concept art of a devil. Yeah, cool, but not my kind of thing. Moving on to the next one here, this is more like an early announcement. Tri Eagles Studio, Nie Xiao Qian, 1x4 scale, no price, no release date yet, and one single teaser pic over here. Looks like an original character. Yep, it is, so nothing much to discuss here. The next one, we have 3 Artisan Studio, licensed resin figure brand in China. These are also early bird announcements with just a teaser pic. Mystic Lady Metro Series by 1x4 scale, no price, no release date yet. And the next one from the same brand, #1 Lamia 1x4 scale, no price, no release date either. Looks promising though. Right, and the next one here, now we enter anime characters section. Starting off with Fai Studio. Is it Fai or Fai? Okay, Lucy from Fairy Tail, $216, releasing in March 2026. You see, the thing with Lucy is that she has amazing pop-up parade figures at 3 different sizes. Just pick your poison, right? I would vouch for the L version, obviously, between the 3. XL is bad value, and the smallest one has QC issues depending on your luck. It is a bit of a gacha. Lucy, from third parties, I feel like not many third parties make figures of her for some reason. Yeah. But this one, yeah, it looks fine. I think her face looks okay over here. Maid outfit. And I'm not too worried about third-party brands messing up the faces of anime characters from Shonen series. Yeah, because they have so much experiences with these characters. Moving on to the next one, YQY Studio, Tsukumo Yuki from Jujutsu Kaisen, $262 at 1x4. That is cheap for 1x4. No release date yet. Okay, I want to have a look, closer look. Oh, that actually looks very good. It looks amazing. We do have some texture on the outfit. Almost looks like real cloth. On the jeans as well. $262. Really? So what do you guys think about her face? Let me know down in the comments below. No, I don't watch You know, I don't watch shonen anime that much, including JJK. I need more opai, just like To Love Ro. Good value, right? As long the face is okay, it is good value at 262. Moving on to the next one, we have Heart Hunter Studio Android 18 from Dragon Ball. This is a 1x6 scale action figure, $209 for the collector's version. Why are they censoring that part? It has to be Hadaka chest. Alright. I think the default torso, the default body, there is no nipples, right? Just two bulges, no nipple. But if you want her to display her Hadaka, then I don't know, man. Could be the case. I needed uncensored pictures to confirm it. And there is a standard version for $194. What? So the only difference is the Hadaka part. Of course, you go all out. So regarding the face of this Android 18, yes, realistic face, but guess what? Looks pretty good. So I'm fine with it. Do we have more pictures of the joint? I'm trying to find out if it is seamless or not, but I suppose that nowadays most Chinese brands, they go for seamless joints. So maybe a stupid question to ask. Yeah, we don't have any pictures of the figure revealing her elbow or shoulder joints over here. Moving on to the next one. There we go. Okay, this is not Ai Haibara. This is Sherry. My bad. Just now I said that there is another Ai Haibara figure. No, I was referring to this one. It is Sherry. Okay. PR Studio, Sherry from Detective Conan. $152 two version over here. Version A, red color. Version B, let me guess, blue. No. Wait, what is it? Oh, okay. Bare legs or stockings. Tough choice, man, because both of them look pretty good. Tough choice. And the face on this looks fabulous. This is nice. Price is just right, and look at the texture on her sweater. Very nice. Right, $152 is somewhat reasonable. Next up, we have Detective Conan again, Motorcycle Vermouth by Strange Thief Studio. So this is going for $315, releasing in June next year. Version A, $315. Version B... Huh? What is the difference? Oh, the face is different. Hold on a second. Is it one with makeup and one is... Oh, okay. Yeah, the makeup version... I think this is a bit better. This is your girlfriend when she is going out on a date with you. And this is your girlfriend when you bring her to the swimming pool so that you can see her face without any makeup on. Yeah, I prefer the makeup version, I think. Anyways, with the bike for $315, not bad. I think it is a bit pricey, but it is a nice bike, man. Alright, moving on to the next one. Model Power Studio, Lara Tiber from Attack on Titan, $229, releasing in June 2026. Oh, that is one boring looking character, man. I suppose that when the genuine PVC figure brands refuse to make figures of these characters because they won't sell very well, that is where the third parties come in, right? Yeah. So I shouldn't be criticizing this boring looking figure, I suppose, because there will be people who want it. Face looks fine. Third party Attack on Titan figures, they tend to look pretty good in general, regardless of which brand is doing it. Next up, we have Your Forger from Men's VM Studio. Okay, this is a 1x4. Deluxe version, $273. Nice feet over there. And regular version, $237. I believe the difference is the head sculpt, right? Two different heads. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, I just remembered. We are getting a Hegao face, right? I just remembered. This is very good. This is very nice. I would rather you get this over a free-in 1x4. This is $273. The texture, that is why you buy a third party for. Yep. This is what you are getting for the deluxe version, so buy the deluxe one, right? This is good value. Moving on to the next one, we have Roxy Migueldia from Mushoku Tensei. This is going for $191. There are two versions. Version A is the one you're looking on screen, and version B I couldn't put on screen because she is almost Hadaka with a black color loved shaped object on her chest and on her pink gate, right? Nowadays they do that a lot. So pick your poison. I still think that, yeah, this is quite cute, but Roxy Migodia, I have something more cultured already right behind me on my shelf wearing string bikini. So that is so cultured that I don't need any of these two over here. And that is a 1x4, by the way. Already bargain bins. If you want one, go and find one. Can find one for under 20,000 yen nowadays, the one by Fat Company. Right, this one, the face looks good, right? She is cute with the blush over here. Nothing quite wrong with the figure, assuming this is what you're getting. And, well, Roxy, there are so many choices when it comes to this character. Right, moving on to the next one. Imagination Studio is back with Dead Alive, Kurumi vs White Queen. So if you get both, $721 at 1/6 scale, releasing in June. If you get either one, $405, so it is bad value. You need to get the set. And obviously, you buy the set because they are meant to be going against each other over here. Right, if you buy either one, then the figure feels incomplete. It is like you only have half a base instead of a complete one. I am actually not a fan of Imagination Studios' latest direction. I reviewed one figure from this brand. It was pretty good, but back then they made $200, $300 figures. You know, the pre-censorship era from the Chinese government, back then when they gave us Hadaka figures. I reviewed one, Kafka from Honkai Star Rail. It was good. And then since then, Imagination Studio, they have went for ultra premium figures, giant bases and so on. They are all $500 and up, and I'm not happy about this new direction they're taking. Granted, epic statues like this, there will be people who want to buy them, right? But I'm not a fan of statues like this. Way too much stuff going on, all the effect parts, man. So this is Kurumi only, as you can see. The figure feels incomplete just because of the clock behind being sliced in half. So this is something that you need to get the entire set for sure. Looks pretty good, and I'm sure that Imagination Studio will deliver. The quality will be good, just that you'll be paying quite a lot for it. Moving up next, we have two figures from Claymore. The first one is by Yam's Collector Studio, Teresa and Claire. Okay, so there are two figures here, I suppose. Teresa only $500. Yep, this one right here. Let me have a look at the face. You get your usual, third-party resin kind of detail, and there we go, Claire right there. Oh, look at the detail on her outfit, man. Yeah, looks like real leather, right? Leather that has gone through battle and slightly torn. I like it. You won't get this kind of details with PVC figures. Very promising indeed. So they are about $500 each, but if you get both, $900. Nice. This is very nice. And looks like real metal to me. The painting is very nice. Alright. Yam's Collector Studio, I remember them for their Nier Automata figures, which turns out okay actually. Quite nice. So maybe give this brand a look. Moving up next, the next one here, Mask Studio Teresa from Claymore. 1x4 as well, but $534. Releasing in June 2026. This is not bad. The armor parts are matte finish, not that shiny. More like battle damage in a way. More like, not battle damage, how do I even describe this? It is like wear and tear from prolonged use. Which is a nice detail itself. Like, I wish that more genuine PVC figure brands would give us battle damaged figures. And when I say battle damaged figures, I don't mean torn clothes with exposed opie, but rather with bruises, with scratches on the figure, with broken armor and so on. Yes, I would really love to see genuine figure brands do that, but maybe they are not doing so because the Japanese collectors don't like it. Yeah. The one by Yam's collectors earlier is a bit nicer when it comes to the face, but I like the matte armor over here. Not too shiny. Yeah. Tough choice. This is tough. I think both are pretty good statues in general. Right, moving on to the next one, BBSD Studio Freerun, cosplaying as 2B, $215 at 1/6 scale, releasing in, okay, no release date yet. There is only one thing you need to know about this figure, and it is stolen artwork, right? Someone mentions it in my Facebook once again. I love it when you guys comment and let me know something that I'm not aware of, because it is pretty much impossible to know everything. So this is based off someone's artwork. They turned it into a figure, so maybe not support it, right? Yeah, it is not cool. As a concept, I mean, Freerun cosplaying as 2B, I think this crossover works very well. It looks very nice over here. It is a nice crossover. Just that they should have, designed their own version from scratch instead of taking someone's artwork. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Shigure Ui again from VTuber by Craftman Studio, $134, releasing in March 2026. And this time around, I would tell you to get this one over the one by FuRyu earlier in the PVC figure section. I mean, this is, for some reason, looks very seductive, but at the same time, not too lewd. She is actually wearing pantsu underneath. And the price is cheap, $134. I would take this over the FuRyu one earlier, because I love my lollies in a more seductive pose, I suppose. Yeah, Asian toilet squat pose. I really wish that they deliver on the face over here, man. The face is everything with this figure. If they ruin the face, they ruin the entire figure. But $134 is not a very big risk, I suppose. In the world of resin figures, that is a pretty low price. Moving on to the next one, now we are entering the last section, game characters. So I don't normally cover male characters because there are too many of them. But this is FGO we are talking about, and FGO is special to me. I love FGO, so this is a quick mention. ACGN02 Studio has a Karna figure from FGO for $296 at 1/7 scale, June release. Now the catch over here is that this brand ACG Studio has a long history of recasting genuine resin figures from Japan. So this being a 1/7 scale instead of a 1/6, that is a red flag itself that this could be a recast. So I will leave it to you to decide whether to get it or not, right? It looks amazing. This is very nice. This is comparable to what Alter has made. Slightly better even given the pose, right? The pose is nicer over here, but it is resin. And this is one of those few Karna figures which I wish that a genuine brand would license it from the sculptor and turn it into a proper PVC figure. I've seen comments from some of you saying that you will still buy it anyway because the genuine brands don't give you what you want. You would gladly pay for a licensed PVC figure, but the problem is they are not making it. I understand that sentiment. This is a really good one. Alright, moving on to the next FGO figure over here. This is a bit weird. Okay, so we have this Melusin figure by CY Studio, $191 at 1/7, so it could be a recast once again. December 2025 release. Right, I can't zoom in, low res pic. Anyways, another Melusin over here. CY Studio as well, $153, two versions, and somewhat customable. They have an R18 version over here. $153 each and releasing in December. Okay, so between these two Melusine figures over here by the same brand, what is interesting is that the bootlegs already exist in Taobao. Yes, PVC bootlegs. I saw them going for around 20-25 US dollars equivalent. Yep, roughly 25 bucks for each of these. So which is the bootleg, which is the genuine one when the bootleg is already out, and assuming this is not a bootleg, this one is coming out much later in December. This is confusing, and this is why it is so difficult to accuse a figure of being a bootleg unless you know which one came out first. But I'm leaning towards both this resin version and also the PVC version in Taobao. Both are bootlegs because I'm inclined to believe that both are based off an existing licensed resin figure from Japan, right? A recast in short. So both are bootlegs in the end. Just that the resin one is so much more expensive, but the quality is likely to be a lot higher. Yeah. After all, it is an exact replica of the genuine GK in Japan. Still though, with Melusine, unless you want a Gunnar figure of her, the cast-off version over here, we have good options now from Q-Skill and Good Smile Company. Two great PVC figures of her, a third one coming from Fats Company, so you have plenty of choices for licensed figures of her. Moving up next, we have this Furina from Genshin Impact by Wan Hua Jing Studio, $91 only because this looks like shit. I'm not even sugarcoating things anymore. It is what it is. It feels like looking at a $20 price figure to me. So 91 bucks is very low for a resin figure, but I still couldn't recommend this at all. Right, this is price figure level detail, except it is made with resin, so it is more expensive. The hair is probably the only decent part about this figure, but no, I can't recommend this. Moving up next, we have Honkai Impacted Raiden Mei from New Age Studio. So there are two versions over here. The starting price is $191 for the Office Lady version, and version B is for the one in black bikini. Not bikini, black lingerie, and you can get both for $317, but my advice is to skip this one because it is a very low detail figure. I know that the Apex Toys Raiden Mei figure is a bit rare now, but who knows, they might make a new figure of her in future. The face is good. I don't have much of a complaint about her face, but pretty much everywhere else about the figure, the detail levels are not very satisfying. Yeah, to pay $190 for. Moving on to the next one here, Tifa from Final Fantasy by X8 Studio. 1x4 scale, $405 for a nearly Hadaka Tifa figure that is not customable. Nah, not a good value buy. And the face does not even look like Tifa that much, isn't it? This is just a Gunnar figure and not much else, so Tifa Lockhart, so many figures of her. Some have already been released months ago, but you may still find them in stock if you try hard enough. So there are many options out there. Skip this one. Really. Right, moving on to the next one. This is one of the best looking Ada Wong third-party figures I've seen. Yep, from Resident Evil. This is made by Dreammaker Studio, $517 at 1.4, releasing in September 2026. Oh, this is so good. The face, beautiful. And then we have... This really looks like leather and this looks like cloth, right? They got the texture and the paint finish so right. And then diorama base, perfect package, man. $500 plus, yeah, plus shipping. One of the best Ada Wong figures in recent months, in 6 months even. This is so good. I'm not the biggest fan of this game, but if I were, yes, I would pre-order this one. This is definitely a main highlight this week. Moving on to the next one, we have Stellar Blade E from Cool Bear Studio. Once again, let me repeat myself. Their Neo Automata 2B figure was amazing, but I was too poor. Still poor today. No price yet. This is an early bird pre-order. The scale is not even mentioned over here. Yeah, no dimensions, nothing. So I may need to revisit this figure again once the details are out. 2 versions. Let's have a look. I want one. This is kinda hot. This is probably not as expensive as 2B because, you know, 2B had a giant base. Yeah, giant diorama base. This one has a simpler base. I want one, man. Just that I wished we are getting a version of her with the green color bodysuit instead of this one. Normally, I prefer my figures to have open eyes, but at the same time, the one on the right, the closed eye version, looks a lot more artistic. I really wish that they gave me 2 different head sculpts for me to swap out. That would be ideal, and I shall stop scrolling here because the next picture has a close-up view of her butt. The next version here, okay. What I just said did not age very well, isn't it? I wanted the green suit version. Yes, I was referring to this one. And here we have a diorama base. I am so screwed, guys. I want this figure. I want it. Okay, Cool Bear Studio, you can have my money. Depending on the release date, I'm going to pre-order this one, I think. I want one. I missed out on 2B. I am not going to repeat that mistake again. And I haven't pre-ordered a third-party resin figure in a long time. I'm getting this one. I need to bookmark this page over here. Right. Once again, one of the main highlights this week. I am going to revisit her again in the coming week or 2 once we have a proper price for this figure. Moving up next, Nikke, Cinderella again. So many Cinderella figures. By More Studio, 1x4 scale. Regular version is going for $448. Deluxe version, $481. Small difference, okay. Releasing in June 2026. Okay, the face is very good. Wow. But guess what? Yeah, I'll take my Hobby Sakura version. This week's third-party figure is really good. This week's line of third parties. The price is extremely reasonable given the giant base we're getting behind her. But when I see a base with clocks, the first character that comes to mind is Tokisaki Kurumi from Dead Alive, not Cinderella. But this is a good figure. The face is amazing. Hold on a second. I think if there is one problem I have with this figure is that isn't her chest, her opie, a bit too big? I can't exactly recall how big Cinderella's chest is, but based on the recent new pre-orders Good Smile came up with, the glass princess version, I don't recall Cinderella's opie being this big. So third parties, they love giving, anime and game characters an upsize in their bust, and I'm not a fan of it. This one is still, it is big, but still acceptable depending on how picky you are. Moving on to the next figure right here. Oh! Pure Crush Studio, Sorasaki Hina from Blue Archive, Lolly in Bikini. Best combination ever. No price yet, unfortunately, but my prediction is under $200. Releasing in March 2026. I'm so sorry, Sorasaki Hina. I wanted you. I wanted this figure, but Eve from Stellar Blade earlier won me over. That Eve figure is my favorite figure this week. This one would be third place maybe. In second place, that Resident Evil Ada Wong earlier. Yeah. So, if you love your lollies, this is a must-have because the existing Sorasaki Hina figures by genuine figure brands are pretty bland, unfortunately. Yeah, the blue color school uniform, school swimsuit uniform, as I call it. Moving on to the next one here, we have a pretty good looking Azur Asuna Ichinose from Blue Archive by YJ Studio, just under $200. There are two versions over here. One is the safe forward version, and the other version, which is probably the one you should get, is the R18 version, but based on the pictures I've seen so far, only the oppai is exposed, not down there. But I can't be sure about her nyan down there. Is it exposed or not because of the angle of the picture? If you get it, it is a bonus. If not, still a very good looking figure of Asuna. Yeah. So there are not many cultured third-party figures nowadays. So this is a good purchase, a good pre-order really. Her face is sweet. I love her face over here. Okay, moving on to the next one. Another Gunnar figure from Miin Studio. Oh, this week is full of temptations. I don't even know what is cross-score. All I know is that it is a game. But this character here, Kunlun, whatever it is, whatever she is, this is like a pole dancing move, right? I think it is a pole dancing pose, and at 1/6 scale, $170, very reasonable. Miin Studio is also a brand that I can vouch for very easily. They make great figures. They are coming up with licensed Nikke figures. And this one here is releasing in June. So there we go. Pre-order one if you like her. And the last figure for this week, this is a pretty long video. Toho Figure Studio Rise Shower from Uma Musume, $237 at 1/6. Interesting, 1/6. Because Toho Figure Studio, they also recast existing GKs. Those are all 1/7. This is 1/6. So I'm not sure if this is their own original figure or a recast, releasing in June. Toho Figure Studio, their figures are fine. Their face all turn out good, just that their stuff tend to be on the expensive side of things. Especially their 1/7 scales, but at least this is a 1/6. And also pretty interesting that CY Games is not doing anything about these third parties. I heard that CY Games is pretty trigger happy when it comes to copyright claims. Maybe they are not aware of these things existing, or they are turning a blind eye. I'm more inclined to believe it is the former. They are not aware of these figures yet. Yeah, good looking figure otherwise. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early or purchase later after release? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm super exhausted right now. I'm just right off a long work shift like I mentioned earlier. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If it is, entertaining or educational, then please do give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. My March 7 figure review is coming up next from Honkai Star Rail. So please do subscribe to stay updated for my latest videos. And until then, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.